Hello and welcome to a fresh new episode of Science Monitor, our weekly update on all that is happening in the field of science and technology in and around the country. From the deadly duo claiming infant lives to combating sewage menace with plants and watching super moon, we have many exciting stories in store for you today. Let's first take a look at the headlines. Celebrating 75 years, CSIR Platinum Jubilee Technofest. Deadly duo claims 15 million children, says a new report. Plans to combat pollution, phytorid may be the hope. Last supermoon of the year soon due. And in our In Focus segment, we will explore alternate sources of energy with special focus on wind energy. And now news in detail. Celebrating 75 years of scientific contributions, the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research or CSIR is showcasing its research at the CSIR Platinum Jubilee Technofest. Well, the fest, which is a part of the International Trade Fair, will see the participation of eminent researchers across the country and introduce the public to research that is being carried out by CSIR laboratories.
It has been 75 years of scientific and technological innovation, and marking this occasion is the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research's CSIR Platinum Jubilee Technofest, which was kick-started at Pragati Maidan in Delhi under the umbrella of 36th India International Trade Fair. The showcase of technologies by the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research was inaugurated by Honorable Minister of Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Dr. Harshvardhan, in presence of Dr. Girish Sahani, Director General, CSIR.
Trade fair gives us an opportunity to showcase CSR's contributions, bring together hundreds of scientists from across the CSR laboratories spread across the country, and also to give them a platform to interact with the public and tell them how CSR is serving the cause of the nation and nation building through various thematic contributions.
On this occasion, Dr. Harshvardhan also launched a microsite of CSIR Platinum Jubilee Techno celebrations. Under the Technofest, various scientific and technological research and contributions of CSIR will be displayed at 14 theme pavilions. The pavilions includes various sectors like water, aerospace and strategic sector, engineering and infrastructure, mining, mineral and material, chemical and petrochemical, energy, ecology and environment, agriculture and floriculture, CSIR for societal interventions, food and nutrition, leather, healthcare and generics. Various workshops are also planned under this event, while experts from CSIR will deliver lectures and highlight the research contributions of CSIR laboratories. The Technofest includes science quiz competition for students,
Children are the future of the world, but around 15 million children lose their lives to epidemics like pneumonia and diarrhea every year. Not only do these two diseases form a major cause of child mortality across the world, according to most recent statistics, India is leading the list of 15 nations which share the disease burden.
Despite all the advances in healthcare, child mortality and neonatal deaths are grappling issues which we have not been able to get rid of so far. While previous studies have suggested that preterm births and pneumonia are the primary cause of mortality among children under 5 years in India, recent statistics adds to the challenge. Unfortunately, as the World Pneumonia Day 2016 was observed across the world, the country has been in limelight for not very pleasant reasons. According to the Pneumonia and Diarrhea Progress Report, published by the International Vaccine Access Center at the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, India is top of the list of 15 nations with a total of 296,279 deaths from pneumonia and diarrhea in 2015. Unfortunately, this has been the trend which has also been observed in the previous years. According to estimates, India has a pneumonia mortality rate of 7 and diarrhea mortality rate of 5 per 100 live births. The problem is largely attributed to the fact that despite the introduction of the pneumococcal conjugate vaccines in 2000, 5 countries among those with the highest pneumonia burden, namely India, Indonesia, Chad, China and Somalia, have not yet included the vaccine in their routine immunization programs. But under the circumstances, the country is taking active steps to prevent child mortality due to pneumonia and diarrhea. While PCV vaccine will be partially introduced in 5 states from 2017, India has already introduced rotavirus vaccines in 4 states in 2015. The experts' report also calls for promoting simple interventions like antibiotics, exclusive breastfeeding, and access to treatment and care, along with medical innovations to bring down the number of preventable child deaths.
Rising population means a rising burden of waste and sewage. Piles of garbage, polluted water bodies, insects breeding on sewage and stench, some of the common sights in any Indian city. While outdated sewage collection and treatment technologies have proved not so efficient in eliminating the sewage burden, CSIR, National Environmental Engineering Research Institute, has now developed a natural, plant-based sewage processing technique. The new technology, along with reducing pollution to a large extent, will also make the system inexpensive, decentralized and easy.
Safe disposal of sewage water, one of the largest challenges in context of environment and human health today. Despite several centralized sewage collection systems, according to a baffling status, 70% of sewage generated in urban India is disposed untreated. Result: deteriorating water bodies, breeding insects, lingering odor, and mild to mortally fatal health hazards. But the situation may soon be set for a change with the novel phytorid wastewater treatment technology. The technology developed by CSIR's National Environmental Engineering Research Institute, which is a specially designed, decentralized, natural system for the treatment of municipal, urban, agricultural and industrial sewage and wastewater. The low-maintenance and low-cost technology, which doesn't depend on electricity or any mechanical machinery, but is based on the use of plants such as elephant grass, cattails, reeds, bamboo, calosia, etc.
For domestic sewage, NEE has developed a natural treatment system, like you can see here, a phytorid treatment system. And in this, wastewater is treated naturally. We make use of natural processes. We use some plants which are specific plants which take not only organic, but it also take nutrient compounds. So that way it does not require skilled manpower, it is energy efficient, and it also adds to the aesthetics of the environment. And for industrial wastewater, we have developed some cost-effective and energy-efficient treatment system.
According to experts, the technology has been found immensely useful in removing toxic mineral levels from wastewater, thus controlling water pollution, and the quality of the water treated by the phyto-rid technology meets the discharge and irrigation standards specified by the Central Pollution Control Board. The technology, which can be scaled from small households to large townships, has already been transferred to 15 commercial companies.
As the year draws to an end, there is a special celestial event to look out for. This year's last supermoon will be visible on 14th of December. After this, the sky enthusiasts will have to wait till May next year to watch the event again. So, mark your calendars and take a look at this report.
While sky watchers across the world awed at the sight of supermoon this October and November, the heavens have a treat in store as the year draws to an end. Yes, on December 14, the full moon will be visible as a supermoon in the night sky. While many of us are familiar with supermoons and may even have watched the phenomenon, the supermoon of December 14 is predicted to be unique. According to experts, the bright light of the supermoon of December 14th is going to reduce the visibility and wipe out the view of the Geminid meteor shower. Sky watchers may be lucky if they spot at least a dozen Geminids per hour, even when the shower peaks. Supermoon is the phenomenon that is observed on a new or full moon when the moon is within 90% of its closest approach to Earth in a given orbit. Hence, broadly, supermoon refers to a full moon that is closer to Earth than average, and when the Earth, Moon and Sun all aligned in a line. Moon's orbit is elliptical, with one side called the perigee, closer to Earth, than the other distant side called the apogee during the celestial transit. Sometimes the Earth, Moon and Sun all aligned in a line, the phenomenon known as syzygy. When perigee-syzygy of the Earth-Moon-Sun system occurs and the Moon is on the opposite side of the Earth from the Sun, the Moon appears 14% bigger and 30% brighter than a normal full moon and is called a supermoon. In 2017, the supermoon is expected to be observed on May 25th, June 24th and December 3rd.
And now it is time to take a very short break. We'll be back with more science news. Keep watching Science Monitor.
ये जो है ये सोना है।
हाँ
इस नदी में आता है।
हाँ, ये तो आगे पहाड़ में से वाला।
पहाड़ में से आता है।
हाँ। टाइगर परेड जिंदाबाद, टाइगर परेड जिंदाबाद, टाइगर परेड जिंदाबाद का है।
टांड पहुंचना बड़ा मुश्किल काम है। हम लोग जीप से आए तो कई बार फंस गई जीप रास्ते में।
इसी तरह बाढ़ वाढ़ आ जाता है तो झोलने में टांग कर जाता है लोग,
तो वो जा ही नहीं पाते इलाज के लिए।
ना रास्ते में मर जाता है लोग।
The world for a long time now has been running on fossil fuels like coal and petroleum. It is estimated that crude oil reserves are rapidly vanishing at the rate of 4 billion tons a year, and if the trend continues, all the known oil deposits will be gone by 2052. Now, realizing the bleak energy future we are running into, the world has slowly started adopting alternate renewable forms of energy. While solar energy has grabbed considerable attention and research in this regard, much needs to be done towards harnessing other alternate forms such as geothermal, tidal and especially wind energy. Despite the huge potential for wind farms, today wind power accounts for only about 2.5% of the total electricity generation in India. So what is wind energy and how can this ensure energy security? Well, we will discuss this issue with a special guest in the studio in a short while. But first, see this report.
From solar airplanes and cars to solar-powered airports, recent years have seen a major surge towards utilizing alternate renewable sources of energy. This trend has emerged with the realization that supplies of fossil fuels are fast dwindling across the world, and we need to rely on alternate, reusable and renewable sources of energy to secure our future. In this context, while there has been considerable interest towards promoting solar energy, there are many other potential sources of energy in nature. Among this, wind energy is a highly prospective source of energy. Wind energy refers to the process by which moving air or wind is used to generate electricity. In this process, the wind turbines converts the kinetic energy of the wind into mechanical power, which runs generators. The generators then convert mechanical power into electricity. Many countries today have huge wind farms, which are large groups of wind turbines covering an extended area to produce electricity on large scale. In effect, wind energy can also be called as a form of solar energy, as wind is the result of uneven heating of air by solar radiation. India today occupies the 4th place in the world in wind energy sector after China, USA and Germany. The wind energy program in India was initiated during 1983-84, and today we have an installed capacity of 27,676.55 megawatts. A major player in this field is the CSIR National Aerospace Laboratories located in Bengaluru. Researchers at CSIR NAL recently developed a solar wind hybrid energy system, which improves both solar and wind energy harvest. With expert efforts and huge potential, India, needless to say, is poised to be a champion in wind energy sector in coming future.
Well, to discuss the issue, we have with us in our studio Mr. Jitendra J. Jadhav, who is the Director of CSIR National Aerospace Laboratories, Bengaluru. Mr. Jadhav, welcome to our program. Mr. Jadhav, now what are the developments worldwide and in India in the area of wind energy?
Yeah. In the today's world, the wind energy, basically a small wind turbines and small wind hybrids are very popular world over, and they play a major role in the decentralizing the energy. So if you take a world scenario today, the decentralization of energy has given more importance, so that the burden on the main turbines who are generating the high power, and also the networking and connecting the energy from one station to another stations is avoided. In India also, in our country also, the government has taken an initiative in 94-95 to start small turbine and small turbine based wind hybrid energy energy systems where this decentralization can take place.
Also, Mr. Jadhav, what are the novel technologies that are being developed by CSIR NAL in this context?
CSIR NAL has developed a wind turbine of about 500 kilowatt way back in 2008 and successfully completed the installation for Tamil Nadu Electricity Board. And we have generated this energy for the village called Kanthanur in near to Coimbatore. After that, what we found is looking at the Ministry of New Renewable Energy, MNRE, that there are a lot of subsidies for the smaller wind turbine and smaller wind hybrid system. So we have taken up the initiative to develop the small wind solar hybrid system of about 20 to 30 kilowatt capacity. The major application of this system is one is to substitute the captive power plants which industries are using or commercial places are using. Another major thing what we are targeting is there are about 2,000 and odd villages where electrification cannot reach because of their very harsh terrain or their saline environment and all these things.
Okay.
Being NAL is being an aerospace laboratory, we are planning to capture this market and give a most reliable wind turbine system which can withstand all saline and harsh environment which India has across the border places, so that this 500 populous villages will get this energy and they will be self-sustained with that.
All right. But Mr. Jadhav, a very basic question arises is that, the wind energy has always been playing second fiddle to solar energy. So we would like to know from you, what do you think is going to be the future of the wind energy sector, and what more really needs to be done?
Yeah. At CSIR NL, we did a market thing that if I take these captive energy plants, which company runs when the power is not ready, there is a weakened energy or electrification available across the villages. And also I told you about this, also I told you about the villages where electrification cannot reach. Plus there are a lot of household people uses UPS, they use inverters, all these things. Looking at this, there is a survey done by the ministry that India needs around 85,000 megawatt of this energy. And we also feel that as on today, we have just captured a market of about 2.5 to 3 megawatt. So another about 80,000 megawatt market is existing, which is market is also increasing with 20% to 30% per year.
Yes.
And last year we have just done about 30 kilowatt energy.
Right.
So if the cost of the systems which NL is planning today to make lower, so that this particular thing to be basically it should be a viable system with respect to the diesel generators. Okay.
Absolutely.
So the cost per unit which we are planning to make it down, and looking at the subsidies available from MNRE, this can be done. Where we are also in the partnership with the major players like Enzen and other people, so that we can go and target at least 30% of this market.
Absolutely. So it actually comes down to costing. Well, indeed, as far as renewable energy is concerned, India's green push needs wind with higher installed capacity than solar. Now, wind energy may hold the key to unlocking India's renewable energy potential. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Jadhav, for joining us and sharing your insights with us.
Thank you
so
much.
Well, that is all for this episode of Science Monitor. Do tell us how do you like our program. You can send your feedback and suggestions. Our email ID is news@vigyanprasar.gov.in. You can also write into us at Vigyan Prasar, C24, Kutub Institutional Area, New Delhi 110016. Well, that is all for this episode of Science Monitor. We'll be back with fresh news stories on science and technology again next week. Till then, stay tuned to Rajya Sabha TV and think scientific all the time. Thanks for watching.